for him, and his skills as a pianist blow the roof off the Belasco Theater with a blazing performance of Rhapsody in Blue. Please welcome the best lead performer in a Broadway play, Sean Hayes.
It's so bizarre. Like, I've listened to Sing in My Head so many times. I had headphones on as a child. Okay, so thank you, Outer Critics, for this incredible honor, which I share with the supremely talented Doug Wright, Lisa Peterson, the cast, the crew, our creative team, and of course my husband, who ever since we moved to New York to do this show has helped me on a daily basis with literally everything. So thank you, Sammy.
Scotty.
We wrote that yesterday. I'd just like to say that when I'm with any kind of outer circle, I already feel more at home. I'm an outer circle kind of guy, unconventional. When most people would end a sentence one way, another way it end. The Outer Critics Circle was founded in the late 40s, as we learned, is just the outer circle as a response to not being admitted into an inner circle group, and I honestly love that. With the name you chose, you didn't shrink away from that distinction, you totally owned it. It was smart, it was savvy, and frankly kind of badass. It really was. Not quite 10 years after your group's genesis is when my play Goodnight Oscar takes place, and I think it's fair to say Oscar Levant would have considered himself an outer circle guy too. He was fabulously talented, but wasn't Gershwin. He made television and films, but wasn't a leading man. And so a decade or so after that play is set in 1970, I was born in a suburb outside of Chicago, Illinois. Boys who are more interested in the arts than sports are outer circle from the start. I never thought about it, it's just who I was. I still remember seeing a chorus line when I was 10 and thinking, gosh, I wish I had seen this sooner, like when I was 5, 6, 7. I've been gay a long time. My first role in a theatrical production was in junior high school. Behind the scenes, the musical was Calamity Jane, and this is a true story. And I ran the light. That's right, not lights. It was a light. One bulb on a dimmer switch, a job that could have been done by a chimpanzee, but no chimpanzee would take it. Eventually, by high school, I was performing in shows. I was in 12th Night. I was in Bye Bye Birdie. I had discovered by then that the theater was where I could embrace who I was and celebrate my differences. I would cut class just to sit in the theater and revel in that safe space where I could fully express myself without fearing failure. Theater itself was my outer circle. And still, I never could have imagined then all the places my instincts would lead me to film, to not my wildest dreams television role in Will and Grace, which was an outer circle show, right, that soon took its place right alongside the inner circle, and of course, here to Broadway. So following this theatrical through line up to today, what have I learned? Well, for one thing, the pay in theater is really different than TV, isn't it? But seriously, much more importantly, what I've learned is to embrace difference in oneself and others, to own whatever outer circle you're in. Not only is it the only way to move forward in such an important thing, it's such an important thing to remember right now, when certain people in power are trying to smear and stifle and scapegoat those who are in one way or another outside the majority. We have to continue to assert ourselves against leaders who abandon inclusivity and empathy because they feel it's politically useful to make people othered. So as an outer circle guy, playing a very different kind of outer circle guy, who is addressing your outer circle today, thank you for this award. On top of a creative leap that has already been so fulfilling, your recognition is extremely gratifying, and particularly so among such a brilliantly talented group of fellow nominees. Thank you so much.